Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday morning, the 23rd of April, 2024, and we're back again to look at a really cool new part of the Spire 12. We're going to be positioning and importing in a rotary model. If you haven't seen the video of this one being cut, I'm going to link it in the description below, but let's go ahead and let's just go to work. We're going to click on Create a New File, and today, instead of going to a single-sided or a double-sided, we're going to a rotary. In the rotary, we're going to decide that our length is whatever we want it to be and our diameter is whatever we want it to be. Today, it's going to be a 12 by 4. Now here, when we're looking at working in a rotary axis, and we use something called Smart Tool, which resets our zero every single time. It's one of the coolest features of the Maverick CNC machine. So we're going to set our Z0 in the cylinder axis, in the dead center of the circle. The reason we're doing that is because I want everything to reference off the center of the circle. That allows me to make sure that as I'm carving around 360, that is the exact diameter I want when I'm done. It's the only point in a circle of any diameter that stays the same. And we'll show you that, and we'll draw that out here in just a second. Okay. Our XY datum position can be in the bottom, or it can be in the top. It doesn't matter, but we do want it on this plane here in the front, so this left side of our workpiece. So I'm going to leave it in the bottom, because that's what I'm used to. Now for my machine, my orientation for my rotary is along the x-axis, and I do flip the design. That has to do with the way the motors are and everything else, and we can get into that a little bit later on as you look more into the Maverick CNC machine. Modeling resolution, like always, is going to stay high. I'm going to stay on that 7 times slower. If we ever need to go higher than that, I'm going to show you a neat trick to get there. But for now, we're going to leave it just like this. Okay. So, recapping real quickly. Rotary, 12 by 4, cylinder axis, because of Legacy's Smart Tool system. It's the only way to run CNC, man. It makes all the hard stuff simple. And we're going to go along that front edge. Orientation is along the x-axis. And let's hit OK. All right. Here we are. This is our workpiece. And our workpiece looks like a square, which is odd because we're doing something rotary. And the way it works is that if you take a 4-inch diameter circle, okay, and here's our 4-inch circle, it's going to be the linear distance or the circumference around this circle. So that's what this distance is here. Okay. Now, while we're in this, let's just talk about Y0 in the middle. So if this little circle right here is the middle of my part, right? And all of a sudden, I actually need it bigger, so it's still here. But it's still centered on that same dot, no matter how big or how small the circle is. So the Z0 in the middle, down in here, is just where it belongs. So that's where I want to keep it. That's where it's always going to stay for me, because that way, again, I can use that Smart Tool function to re-zero all my cutters instead of trying to bring them down and touch the material, especially in this carving where there's nothing left that is actual material diameter. So let's go ahead and select these, get them out of the way. Let's get right to work. We're going to import in our STL file. That's export. Wow. Click the right button. That's export. This one's import. Okay, let's go find it. We're going to go cab leg 4. And here's our leg. Okay. You notice that it's kind of laid out already about where we want to. But we're going to check out a couple of things that are just not perfect with this leg. So if we go to the bottom, we look at it here, you can see right here that that's our center line. And we don't want that showing. It has to come out the bottom of our leg. Okay. And if we rotate this one, let's rotate this one over here. That is our center line, and it's showing in the front. And I want that right down the middle. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to start rotating our model. So we're going to bring this down here to about center. Okay, then I'm going to bring my model over here. You say, "Whoa, that's kind of off. I need to bring it this way." Let's hit left for a minute. Let's look at this. Well, I want this thing in the center of that. I'm going to rotate this down a little, so it looks about like that. Up just a kiss. Now let's bring our model over till we're looking just at the center of that dot, and that dot is our center line. So I want it centered around the bottom of my leg. Okay. Then I'm going to bring this over here, look at the right side. Make sure that one's nice and centered, and it looks pretty darn close. Okay, so now when I look at my leg, I no longer have that red line showing anywhere along the surface of my leg. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and scale to fit model. Okay, there's my 4 by 10 3/4. Okay, so I'm happy with that one, like it a lot. Here it is. Everything looks good still. Okay. The new part of this You could always rotate your model around and do everything else. The part of this that's new is this little reference point right here, this center point in the middle. That is huge for me in being able to place my model and make sure I'm perfect where I want it to be. So now we want to go back here to the top and look at our model again. Now, if I'm working on my part and I'm using a forge chuck, I want the meat, the stuff over here, on my headstock side. So all I'm going to do is just give it a 180-degree flip like this. So now my meat's over here. My tailstock with the point is over here on this edge, which I'm happy with. Okay, let's go ahead and click on OK. And here's our model, imported in and ready to go. Now you'll notice in this 3D view, we have those vectors because there were two vectors already in our 2D view, this guy right here and this guy right here. And those are our two rail sweep lines in case we want to build something else in this. So we can just come back over to our 3D view and just click this button here, which just makes those go away. Now we can look at our leg and we can spin it around and be happy with it and say, gosh, you know, does that look perfect or what? Great leg, phenomenal drawing. This one I got from one of my clients. He was looking at making it. So, you know, how do I do this? So we brought it in, showed him how to do it. All right, at this point, we're ready to cut. So how do we cut this guy? Well, we can cut it lots of different ways. We're going to add a little post on both ends just to make sure we don't run into the end of the leg. And then we're going to do what's called lacing on it. So let's go back to our 2D view. We're going to draw a quick square. We're going to go from that top point down and just overlap a little bit. Okay, like that. And then we're just going to use our mirror tool and we're going to flip it horizontally so we get it on both sides. Okay. Now looking at this one, it doesn't have to be quite as deep, but it really doesn't matter too much. Now, because we can turn our vectors back on in the 3D view, we're going to do that. We're going to go to my top view so we can look at it. We're going to grab this vector here and let's go ahead and build our models here. So we're going to go to create a flat shape. Okay. And I'm going to give it a base height. We're just going to see what happens at 3/4 of an inch. We're going to go merge. And let's click on create. And what we're looking for is a nice circle right there in the middle. What I don't want is my circle to be bigger than this arch right here. We want that arch to be the trim point so we know where to trim it off at. So we're going to go a little taller. We're going to grab this guy here, go to our components now, and we can click on him. We can select him. Oh, I guess we got to rotate him around so we can actually select him. Here he is. Okay. And let's go ahead and work on him a little bit. So here we are. Let's go to our 2D view. I'm going to grab him. And we want to make him a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's go component. That's our properties. There we are. Okay, let's work on him a little bit. I'm going to go up to 0.875. And I like that better. It's a little closer to the edge there. And if I'm 0.875, I'm actually twice that because that's working off the radius, right? Okay, so I'm a good amount up there. I am 1 3/4 of an inch diameter right there. So plenty. Make sure I'm not going to hit any screws or any other way that I'm going to anchor it on that end. So let's go ahead and do this one now. Okay, we're going to go to here. And on this one, we're going to start, let's say base height of 1/2 inch. Again, we're going to merge it. And we're going to hit create. And let's rock it over here and take a look. And I'm going to say 1/2 inch is almost right, but you'll notice here that we're just a little bit too high. Now, what I forgot, and again, this goes back to Aspire 11, is nothing to modify it after the fact, when in reality, all we really have to do is just select our model, go back into our create shape, and it already remembers what it's doing, so we're going to go ahead and work on it. And we're working on this one right here. Okay, so we're going to go down, and we're just going to try 0.375. We're going to apply that one. That one makes it pretty small, a little smaller than we need. So let's go 0.4375, and we'll hit apply. Okay, it looks a lot bigger, looks a lot closer to what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK. Keep that one, close it, and we're ready to rock and roll. Back to our 2D view now. We're going to define where do we want to start and end. I'm just going to come over here and say, let's start at, we need to make sure we're here. So we're going to start like 1/2 inch, yeah, about 1/2 inch. We're going to go 1/2 inch from this end as well. I should go right there, 11.5. Okay. Go up to our gadgets now. We're going to go to wrapping, spiral layout. Okay, we're going to say number of strands or starts. It's going to be 1. We're only doing 1. Spiral pitch. We're going to make this with an 1/8 of an inch cutter. I want to go 10% of that, so 0.01. Spacing between spans doesn't matter. Offset from start. 1/2 inch, offset from end, 1/2 inch. Okay, we're gonna do a right hand spiral, and I've gone okay. And it's gonna build me a really long line. Turn this off, we're gonna grab that line right here. Okay, and it's really, really long. And the reason it's long is because I'm wrapping around that thing very, very slowly. We're gonna go to our profile toolpath. I'm gonna put my cut depth at 0. I'm gonna select and go find my tapered ball nose cutter. So ball nose, tapered ball nose. We're gonna go with the 1/8 of an inch one. So right there, 1/8 inch tapered ball nose. Everything looks pretty good there. I'm gonna speed this way up. We're gonna go about 600. We're gonna hit apply, okay. On the line, okay, that's important. 0 cut depth, extremely important. Project onto toolpath onto 3D model, the most important. Do all those 3 things, click on calculate. It's gonna take a minute to think this through because it's gonna move a whole lot of rotations, and there is our part. Here's our part, it's ready to go. And if we go back to our, let's go ahead and just preview this bad boy. So preview visible toolpath, and here it is. And there it is. Okay, so there is our leg. Now our leg's perfectly done, and it's the way it belongs. The nice thing about this is because Legacy's rotary axis works as an indexer to regular 3D carve it, or rotates like a lathe to do lacing, you can do either or. So we'll take a look at this one. We're looking at 18 minutes. Okay, lots faster than 3D carving it. So we're going to go ahead and get this one out of the machine and go to work. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to learn more about that Maverick we've been talking about, that very cool smart tool that allows us to easily change your cutters and reset at 0 by itself without any help from you, give me a phone call. Love to chat with you about the machinery. My name's John from Legacy Woodworking. Hope you have a wonderful day. Be kind to each other. We'll see you guys in the next one.